Hello again, I'm Dr. Nev and I'm a licensed psychologist. This is part 4 of my 10-part series of techniques you can use to help you improve your relationships with people in your life. I frequently utilize these strategies with clients in my private practice and I hope you will find them to be useful as well. If you are experiencing significant distress, please contact your local psychologist, or if you think you may be in an abusive relationship, please connect with the National Domestic Violence Hotline. In today's video, we will discuss 3 counterproductive cognitive and behavioral patterns that can damage relationships. Many people tend to do these things mindlessly and do not recognize them as being problematic. The first technique is called mind reading. So with mind reading, we're assuming that we know what somebody else is thinking. So we may assume that we know based on their facial expression, their behaviors, smirks, and whatnot. I want to reassure you that you are not a mind reader and neither is anybody else. So you cannot ever fully know what another person is thinking unless you ask for clarification and check for accuracy. So instead of creating a story in your head that you may be a worthless employee, a bad husband, a disloyal friend, or whatever leads you to come to that conclusion that somebody may be thinking that of you, go ahead and check for accuracy. Check with your wife to see if you are in fact a bad husband, or check with your boss to see if you are in fact a worthless employee. They will let you know if you are. Another variant of mind reading is expecting others to read our minds, especially people that we're close with, such as spouses, partners, or best friends. So again, it is not a fair expectation to put on another person because they're not a mind reader. They cannot get inside of your head and they should not be expected to. So instead, if you want something or need something or are feeling a certain kind of way, just let them know. Be direct and be assertive. And if you need some assistance with assertiveness skills, go ahead and check out my series on assertive communication techniques that I posted a little bit ago. The second technique that we will discuss today is called stonewalling. So with stonewalling, what you're essentially doing is shutting the other person out. You are not necessarily letting them know that something is bothering you, so you might be kind of passive-aggressive in your approach and say things like, I'm fine, sure, nothing's wrong, it's all good, kind of one-word statements. Or you might be completely shutting them off by refusing to talk altogether and giving them the cold, silent treatment. So this type of treatment is essentially used by people who might feel the need to punish the other person because they hurt them. And it's also a way of trying to exert control over the other individual so they will do what we want them to do, which is absolutely an unhealthy pattern. The healthiest way to work through problems is to address them directly and openly, not by stonewalling, by playing games and shutting other people out. So I would encourage you that if you are really upset with another person, if they've done something to hurt you and you're not able to talk to them in that very moment, just let them know that you need some time to process what happened and that you will come back and talk to them about the situation when you're feeling a little bit more calm and a little bit more ready to discuss it. The third and final counterproductive technique that people sometimes do with their friends, loved ones, co-workers is over-apologizing. So don't get me wrong, apologies are great when they're warranted. If you truly made a mistake about something, it's absolutely okay to take accountability and apologize. However, some people have a tendency to over-apologize, meaning apologizing for things that really they have no business apologizing for, such as making a request, having an opinion, disagreeing, being alive. So be really mindful of whether or not you apologize too frequently and how that may be affecting your relationships with other people. If you're constantly apologizing, that might be implying that you are doing something wrong all the time or making repeated mistakes. So really be careful that you use apologies sparingly and only when they're warranted. Also, people who constantly apologize may start to lose self-confidence and self-esteem because they feel like they're just not ever doing anything correctly. Also remember that when you apologize too much, those apologies again tend to lose meaning and become kind of, just something that people expect you to do. So when you in fact do make a meaningful error or mistake and you apologize, it just doesn't really carry the same weight because they're used to hearing you say that you're sorry about this, sorry about that, and so forth. So really be careful and, honest with yourself whether this is one of the habits that you might need to work on breaking. If you did not perceive mind reading, stonewalling, or over-apologizing as problematic, now you know that they're not ideal ways of interacting with others. And if you struggle with all 3, Pick one to focus on and ask your partner or close friend to hold you accountable as you work to overcome this pattern. Remember, it may take time to develop healthier relationship skills, so be patient and kind with yourself as you learn. Celebrate your progress and small wins. So for example, if you catch yourself stonewalling the next time you are having a conversation or an argument, that is a huge step in cultivating your awareness that will allow you to do better next time. Thank you so much for watching part 4 of my 10-part series on healthy relationship habits. I hope you will also check out part 5. And as always, please subscribe to this channel if you would like YouTube to remind you whenever new videos become available. Thank you so much for your time and take care.